Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm back. I'm coming back to you. My name's Colette Coakley. I am the founder of the Women's Leadership Forum and the vice president of Maryland Public Television. And as I promised in the Monday podcast, that I was coming back to you on Wednesday. Hump day. It's hump day. Okay, I'm coming back to you to tell you it is not only hump day, but it is Workforce Wednesday. When we talk about careers, we talk about taking people to the next level. We talk about what the economy. We're not going to talk about politics today because that is dominating our news, that along with COVID. But what we are going to talk about today is you, and what we can do to elevate ourselves. Today, I want to also bring to you what is the Women's Forums, because some of you are just tuning in and just trying to figure out, okay, who is this person that comes on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? That's a plug there. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to talk to you. Again, my name's Colette Coakley. I've been in human resources for almost 25 years, and I am your advocate. I am your advocate. And I advocate especially for women. You know, despite your obstacles, I believe that you can go to the next level. And that just means you need access, you need information, and you need movement, because we can wish for everything. We can wish everything for you. But until you move on it, it's just going to be our wish for you. So we're going to give you all that you need: tools, access, people, places, things. And what we ask is that you take advantage of it. This is the one time that it's okay to take advantage of the situation. We're going to bring everything that you need to you. So, as founder of the Women's Leadership Forum, I'm obligated to tell you a couple things. We have an event that's taking place March 18th through the 20th that brings all the access in one big bundle across 3 days. And you may ask, Colette, how can I get access to that? Well, the way that you get access is by joining us. You join us. You join us through our newsletter, and you can join us on our website. Our website is forward, FORWARD. I'm trying desperately to get to that. FORWARDWLF.org, or our hashtag is hashtag for WLF. We look for you. All you're doing is registering to get our newsletter. And our newsletter tells you over and over again on how to register for the event itself that takes place on March 18th through the 20th. Now, we're virtual this year. Usually we meet up. Last year we had, I can say last year because that was 2020, right? Last year we had 500 women at Notre Dame. We had 500 women in Notre Dame. And this year we look to have more because we will be virtual. Now, we're on this platform called Hop In, so you can hop in and hop out, because we've had too many people asking me, do you have to sit there all 3 days? And who wants to do that? Nobody wants to sit there all 3 days, right? 3 days in a row, steady in one seat. So therefore, you hop into the things that you like and you hop out of the things that you think don't pertain to you, but then you go to the next thing and see what fits you. What is going to give you more information that takes you to the next level? So I invite you to visit our website, which I told you was forwardwlf.org, and register for our event. Now, who do I have here today? Today, I have Miss Erica Roberts. Now, I'm saying it like that because I just got finished telling Erica, I admire her. I think that she lifts people up to the next level. Now, I've been telling all of you, get your contact list out because Erica is the person that you want to know. She's the person. Let me tell you why. Okay, I'm taking my glasses off for this. Erica is the president of X is Possible. X is Possible. And she's a decorated executive, a business owner, and a certified coach. Okay, some people shy away from coaches because they don't know what they need to know. But a coach helps you understand what it is and discover what it is that you think you knew about yourself, but you really didn't know about yourself. And helps take you to the next level. Now, they're not doing the work, they're asking you to do the work. Okay? She has an enthusiasm for discovering and realizing the potential in others, specifically pertaining to their career success and entrepreneurship. Now, who wouldn't want to know Erica Roberts? Now, I'm going to tell you, I wanted to know Erica Roberts. I was referred to Erica Roberts, and I'm glad to have met you. So I'm welcoming Erica Roberts to the Women's Leadership Forum.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for that warm welcome.
Okay, now that wasn't Arsenio Hall. Remember how Arsenio Hall, welcome Erica. Hey. But I'm telling you, Erica is somebody who you want to know. Now, what are we going to talk about specifically today? Let me get this paper out here. We are going to talk about the word of the month. The word of the month is wait. Right? The word of the month is wait. And on Monday, we had yoga to help us with our weight. And we talked about weight in two different ways, that we shouldn't wait to exercise, but we also talk about with yoga help us lose some weight. Today, we're talking about things weighing us down. And the thing that can weigh us down are our excuses, right? So today, our topic is, are excuses weighing down your career?
Mm-hmm.
Could they be weighing down your career? Some people say, we get in our own way, right? So, Erica, what are some of the things that you hear that keep people from getting to that next level, the next level?
So thank you, Colette, for that question. And you already know, you started off talking about the amazing conference that is 3 days, including a weekend. So not even time to necessarily take off of work. Mm-hmm. And people and women will make excuses that I don't have time to invest in myself, or I don't have the money, but they say that even when it's free. Or I'm not ready because I haven't had this experience, or this experience. And specifically when we're talking about women will put that excuse and get in their own way and impose limitations that nobody else has presented to them, even when they are being presented, like the dangling opportunities in front of you, and you'll make an excuse to get rid of it because you're not confident. And it's rooted oftentimes in lack of confidence or lack of exposure or lack of a mentorship. Right. But the excuse is, it boils down to, I'm not going to take action and I'm going to find a reason to get in my own way. And then I'm going to probably blame something else. Real talk.
That is real talk, because I think what I hear sometimes in the decision to go is, are you going? They're looking for the friend to go. They're looking for the gang to go. And so it's like, if you don't move, I don't move. If you don't, but we're talking about your skills, your career. They might not even work in the same building as the person that is going, but they're looking for Mary Sue and Sally, are
Mhm.
you going to the event? Not a good excuse.
No.
There shouldn't be any excuse.
To not go to the event. But I want to, so you talk about Mary Sue and Sally. Let's talk about them for a moment too.
Okay, go
Because
ahead.
when we are really getting into it and we really become aware in 2020, although it dealt us a blow, it also gave us an opportunity to sit with ourselves and be still for a moment. And those that took advantage of that opportunity realize some things about themselves. In many cases, that I'm not where I want to be. In some cases, that I don't even know where I want to be, right? But those that figured it out and said, you know what, this is my new goal. This is how I define success. This is the path I want to take. They look back at Mary Sue and Sally, and Mary Sue and Sally was saying, girl, you crazy. You don't need to work that hard. You have all these other things to focus on. Let's go shopping. Let's go eat. Let's go to the club. Let's go do something that may not be in your path. So another place, and this weighs you down, those people weigh you down. And when you lose that excess baggage of people that are not in alignment with where you want to go, that's one way to eliminate weight. But the excuses that we make up that I can't get rid of Mary because Mary has been in my life forever will also weigh you down and limit your career success and success in anything you do. Mary Sue and who was the other one, Jane?
I don't know.
Mary Sue and Jane, or whoever it is in your life that is not congruent and in alignment with where you want to be, needs to go. And any excuse that you make up, tell yourself to not eliminate them from your everyday being and from wearing down your dreams, weighing down your goals, that's on you.
So, so you talked about confidence.
Mhm.
Confidence is it can propel you if you have it, and it can kill you if you don't have it. If you don't have it, it could put you out of sync with your boss. It could put you out of alignment with your job and your aspirations. Talk a little bit about confidence for women. Um, yeah, and hook that up with excuses.
So the confidence issues, and I coach and I've dealt with women at all different levels, all different backgrounds. One of the things that is consistent when it comes to confidence, it is generally rooted in some obligation or thought that I have to be humble.
Hmm.
And this crutch of humility is something that's consistent across the board. I don't want to admit that I'm good at something because that might seem like I'm arrogant. I don't want to admit that I'm the leader in this situation
Right.
because that might make me fall into some stereotype, especially if you're a woman of color. I don't want to admit that I actually am the best candidate because that's going to make me also, seem like I'm not being humble. And oftentimes, it's not really confidence. That confidence itself is the excuse.
Hmm.
Oftentimes, it's that I'm not certain that if I actually get this position, that I'll be happy in it. So I'm trying to figure out some excuse to prevent me from getting it and then blame it on something else. And it might be that I blame it on confidence. But oftentimes I've heard women say that they diagnose all these things, and it's just like, so tell me more. One of my clients, and I'm not going to reveal too much information, obviously, as a certified coach, but had a doctorate in a very male dominated industry and area, and had
Hmm.
been stuck in the same position at the same level for over a decade, and had convinced herself that I can't do better. And I said, let's walk through that, and said, oh, I don't think I have it. Da, 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 da. Did you have it to become the only woman that graduated in this particular program at a very competitive school? Yeah. Did you have it to invent these things that you've invented and create these solutions that you created that other people took credit for? Yeah. Did you have it to do X, Y, and Z? Yeah. So tell me again why it is that you don't think you can do this. It's not confidence because you already know you have achieved. It's that you're making up excuses, and you got to figure out what it is that is preventing you from allowing yourself to go to the next level.
So do you now, so this is you and me talking. So do you find that we get judged, we, and I'm going to say women, whether it's Black women or white women, okay? But I do know it's more Black women than white women. But that we get judged when we display our confidence. When we
Absolutely.
display our confidence. And so therefore sometimes we shy away from our authentic selves in that because we feel like we're being judged in our confidence.
Let you in on a secret, Colette.
Yeah.
And everybody who's listening, you're getting judged when you're not being confident.
Mm.
There
Mm.
is no win-win. So what you need to do, instead of giving so much credit, and that's a question I ask, why are you giving these people, other people, the ones that are judging you, so much power to influence how you feel about yourself?
Wait, say that again?
Why are you empowering others to influence how you feel about yourself? You're going to get judged one way or another. If somebody wants to try to put you down, they're going to put you down. They're going to find something about it. So it might as well be that if you say, I want to be who I
Yeah.
am and walk in my truth and define success for myself and name myself for myself and those principles of self-determination and Kujitakalia, because we just coming out of Kwanzaa, if you really want to do that and embrace that, then it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks if they're going to judge you about your confidence. That's their problem. That's not yours. And you let them judge you on the things that you actually that you want to define you. Don't let them prevent you from actually being you and judge you anyway. That doesn't even make any sense.
So do you find that we are sometimes too much in our head? That's what I feel like you're saying to me. It's like we are too, and I think particularly our white male, if you want to call them counterparts, but our white male counterparts, they have liberties and privilege, okay, because that seems to be the word du jour, okay, privilege to say and do as they please with zero penalty. But we're constantly being judged, and we have a fear of that.
And I'm going to replace the word they have liberty to do as they please with they take the liberty to do as they please. I can tell you in my career, and you can Google me, you can look up my career. I took liberty to do not only what I pleased, what I thought was right and what aligned with who I am. And did I get called a bunch of names? It used to be at one point when I was a training director and I had a whole lot of influence in the agency and a whole lot of people. I will tell you, I was the youngest manager. I was the Black woman. And I was revered across the country and known by pretty much everybody that worked there in a good way. Some people thought that was somehow taking up their territory, stepping on their feet, and they would try to come for me. And they would be swiftly dismissed because everything I did, I did it well. In fact, they would be told you should try to do it well like Erica does so that you can have the same type of success. But I didn't sit up and wait for permission. I didn't sit up and wait for somebody to tell me it's okay for you to take liberty on the things that you already know how to do and that you do better than other people.
Right,
I
right.
did it. And if they wanted to call me names again, I used to tell my mom if I didn't get called a certain name that we're all familiar with at least once a day, that I hadn't done my job that day. I didn't do something right. But did I lose sleep? Mm-mm, not a wink.
Okay, so so I shortened up your bio, and I generally ask everyone, to share with us what their journey has been. And it doesn't, that question doesn't necessarily mean their bio. So I'm not like really looking for you to go job by job, but just your path, the paths that you've taken. If you
Mm-hmm.
could share that.
So after undergrad, I went straight through and got my MBA and landed in a position that was actually created to bring more business acumen into the federal government through a program. And I came into the federal government at a GS9 and quickly rose through the ranks in the management within 5 years. I went from strategic planning into being the first training director for a 70-year-old agency and completely revamped how they did things, and they're still doing it this day. I got tired of that. I fixed things, I created things. It was on autopilot and I moved on. And about a month or two after I left that position, I was recruited back by the secretary's office
Mm-hmm.
to bring me back as the director of customer service and customer experience to support one of the cross agency priority goals under the Obama administration. And that was amazing. But it was amazing while it was amazing. It was amazing while it was supported. It was amazing while I was able to do the work that really helped people and having an impact on millions of people, workers, employees across the country, and policies across the world. And then when it wasn't supported, you want to talk about adversity. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm hit with people that are trying to sabotage the president's priorities and the secretary's priorities just because they didn't agree with them, and trying to get me to lie and to um, do some things that weren't congruent with who I am. And I didn't do it. And so the work at some point, I kind of picked and chose what I was going to do. But also I realized, Erica, you've been moving up, and we all do this. A lot of us do this in the matrix. We go to school and we get a good job so we can get into a good school and get a good position that has good benefits. And we work there for 40 years. And then after we leave and we're looking at retirement, then we start to think, what is it that I actually want to do with my life?
Right.
So I
Yeah.
had that moment then, and in addition to that work position, I had always, and I used to tell people that I mentored, have something external to work that also helps you grow in your professional development and your personal development. One of mine was an organization called National Black MBA Association, and I had been in leadership roles. So around this time where the work started to wane, I became a vice president within a local chapter of National Black MBA, and ended up being the president. And I saw some things there that I saw where there was generational wealth gaps amongst African Americans, and that hit me. It hit me to my core. And I
Mhm.
saw that these challenges and the people who, as the young Black female manager and executive, I saw people all the time that would be like, I'm miserable in my job. Can you help me find something else? And it would be a little script basically that I would ask them, and it didn't change. And so
Right.
I'm seeing even more of that now that I'm president of this professional association. And I'm just like, these are people of color, these are women, these are people who don't feel heard, and they all have the same challenges. That touched me. Success is possible started coming around in my head. Wealth was possible on the financial literacy side. I had worked with youth in DC through a program called Leaders of Tomorrow, and even dating back to my time at Florida A&M University, where we led some programs for youth. And I was thinking, wow, all of those kids disproportionately Black who didn't know how to get to the next level, we worked with them. But what about those that didn't have a chance to have that one-on-one with folks who
Yeah.
can? Education is possible. And so all of those things kind of just like, Erica, you have these passion areas that are not being met, even though you're in a very prestigious position in a federal cabinet level agency. You're not meeting the needs of the people. How can you do that? And I stopped and I was still, and I listened to myself and I listened to God, and I said, you know what? You need to create a company. But did I wait for permission to do that? No. I figured out what was actually important to me. I returned to who I was, and then I made a plan so that I could transition in a way that didn't affect my lifestyle. And that is what I help other people to do. That's specifically what I help women to do through E-Suite Academy and through support of programs like the Forward Women's Leadership Forum. Because if you don't invest in yourself and you don't prioritize yourself, I can guarantee you, if there's one thing that we can say today, if you're not prioritizing yourself and valuing yourself in your own time, nobody else will.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you some snaps on that. The kids tell me that's out of, whatever I'm doing is like out of touch, but I know people know what the snaps are. So I'm giving you snaps on that. Um, having said that, what has been like your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge professionally
Yeah.
has been that I want to do too much at the same time. And really, because I am driven I'm motivated by public service. That's why I went into the government. And
Hmm.
I'm motivated by service to others in my life. That's just who I am. That's one of my core traits. when I see that this group is in need and this group is in need and this group is in need, and they all have needs at the same time, and I've been guilty of this. I give too much of myself and I sacrifice other things that are important to me, like health, which is
Okay.
something I'm glad you're addressing, and like family and like relationships in this service to others. So that my biggest challenge has been reining myself in so that I'm around to be able to even help others and help those that really should be most critical to me and my being.
Okay. So there's two things. The time goes by so fast because I have like a ton of questions here, but I'm going to ask you two that uh, I've asked in the last couple of interviews that I've done. One is, what do you do for self care?
What do I do for self care? So, one of the things when we talk about self awareness is knowing what really brings us joy.
Mm-hmm.
Enough, one of the things that brings me joy is complete silence. So, one of the things I do for self care is turn off TV, turn off lights, turn off anything that is not not peaceful, and just relax and be still. Sometimes I even meditate in that silence, but uh, that resets me, that focuses me, that helps me to recognize if am doing too much to kind of rein it back in. And that's, I mean, I do massages and spas and all that too, but the time with myself and the silence and the focus on me is number one. The other thing I would say pre-COVID and potentially in the future, I've been to all the continents except for Antarctica, and have really made that that's something that brings me joy, experiencing other cultures and getting away, because when you're international, your phone
Yeah.
is blowing up, right? Well,
Yeah.
sometimes, but you have a good excuse to not answer it. So really doing that several times a year has, um, people don't always consider travel as self care, but for
Mhm.
me, because I know that brings me joy and as a release, that's something that I've done.
So, Erica, one, I want to say that I've enjoyed this time speaking with you as always. So, folks, we talk offline constantly. Two, I want to give you this space because I know that this is a particular day for you and a particular organization. So I want to give you an opportunity to shout out your organization that you belong to and do what you do, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, and I'm not certain if you know how loaded that question is. So there are two organizations that I'm gonna
I'm
shout out
scared.
today.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know I'm a behave. But there are two organizations, and the first one that I'm going to mention and kind of ties into everything that we've talked about today. That's Pathways to Excellence. That's a Maryland-based nonprofit that I founded
Yeah.
in 2020 on January 13th, 2020. So if you're watching this
Oh,
live,
wow.
this is our 1 year anniversary, and I'm so
Yeah.
excited that we've
Happy
been able.
anniversary,
Thank
Pathways.
you. Pathways anniversary. Find us at pathways2x.org. We do programming, offer programming for women that are mid to senior level and that are looking for change or career advancement. We offer the HBCU Pathways program for high school students who really want to get exposed to post-secondary career and educational options before they have to choose a college or a major. And coming up on January 21st, we have All Black Everything, and that's really a Black professionals village. I'm so excited about that one too,
Wait,
because
what's the date? Say the date
it
again.
is Martin Luther King Day 2021 on
All
January
right.
13th from
It's
10
coming
a.m.
up. It's coming
to
up.
4 p.m. Eastern. It is, and also on the Hopin platform that the Maryland Forward Women's Leadership Forum will also reside. But it is an opportunity. We're bringing together NABA, NAAHR, the new Greater Maryland chapter of National Black MBA Association, and let's see, NOMA, the National Organization of Minority Architects, and National Sales Network are all coming together in this space to really just talk about those things that we all deal with and the adversity that we deal with as people of color and specifically people of African descent. So So I'm very excited about to literally get approved for 501c3 the day before we went into quarantine and still manage to survive in our first year.
Okay. Well,
Pathways was founded by myself and some other folks who happen to be members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And today, January 13th, 2021, marks the 108th anniversary of the founding of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So to all of the Deltas out there that might be listening, happy Founders Day. This is a 108 days of service, 108 days of scholarship, or years, I'm sorry, 108 years of service, scholarship, and sisterhood. And so that is one of the reasons that this was, Colette, I thank you for all that you do to uplift women. And I thank you for this platform on this day to also pull together the messages that it is incumbent upon all of us to not only uplift ourselves, but uplift our sisters in sisterhood. And that is my tribute to the founders of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So that is what I'm going to leave this on. And I thank you for that time.
oh, you're so welcome. And I think we have much more to talk about because I would like for you to come back and we talk about courage and risk taking. Courage and risk taking when it comes to women. And I know that Brene Brown talks about being brave, but what's that look like? What does that look like for women? And then what does that look like for the African American women? Being courageous? Because quite frankly, this was a courageous year for African American in politics. African American women in politics and the things that they have done to help move it forward. So, on that note, I am moving it forward to talk about a couple of things that are happening with the Women's Leadership Forum. I want you all to remember that we come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Where Monday is we're talking about health and wellness. Wednesday, like today, we're talking about workforce development and careers and women. And on Friday, well, that's my day. I bring in the community. I bring in people that are precious to me that I think that you will love and enjoy. And we're on Facebook Live and YouTube. Now, I also want to tell you what's coming up on this coming Monday. So this coming Monday, wait a minute, no, I skipped over something. This month we were talking about weight. And this coming Monday, we are going to be Zumba Live. Zumba Live. Yep. Zumba at 6 p.m., y'all. So come and join us. Okay, this is the perfect opportunity because I can't see you. So guess what? No judgment here. So if you zoom into the left while we trying to Zumba to the right, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right because we all going to come together. Then in the month of February, we are celebrating 28 days, although the shortest month is days in a month and a year. Okay, 28 days of Black business celebration. So I'm promising you, we're working on it now. We're working on it furiously to get our 28 days of Black businesses. We're going to celebrate them through our social media. And when I can come to you live, we're going to mention it. We want to give them a shout out and a high five, and we're still in business despite it all. We are still here. And then I'm asking you, join us for the Women's Leadership Forum, the virtual event that is taking place March 18, 19, and 20. And I want to tell y'all this. We are focusing in on jobs. We're trying to match you up. So if you are looking for a job, if you're looking for the next level, if you're looking to just practice your resume skills and your interviewing skills, this is the place that you want to be because it is an opportunity. I'm telling you, it's an opportunity. I'm not just selling it to you. I'm telling you, this is an opportunity where you want to take a risk, and it is a safe space for taking the risk. Okay. to get matched up with a recruiter, because you will be interviewing in your own space. You're interviewing virtually with an AI program. We have gotten together with the company so that you can practice, 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 and then interview with 5 or 6 questions. And then we're sending a tape to the recruiter. And the recruiter, if you have done a good job and done your job and your due diligence, you have the possibility of getting matched up with a job. How safe is that? Okay. Well, I've invited you to a lot. I'm inviting you to the forum. I'm inviting you to tune back in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. I want to tell you all that I appreciate you all, whether you're viewing us live or whether you are streaming us later. I hope to see you soon. I hope to see you at the forum. Erica, I appreciate you. I thank you for being with us today. And I will talk to you tomorrow because we have a meeting tomorrow. There's a meeting in our ladies' room. So if you want to have a meeting with Erica, you're going to look her up. You can find her most definitely on LinkedIn. For you, those that you don't know where that is, okay, you need to Google that. Okay, you need to know that. And you can find most of us on LinkedIn. So I hope to see you soon. I wish you well, and most of all, please be safe out there. All right. Thank you, and have a great evening, afternoon, or whenever you're viewing us. See you soon.